Hey, good morning, guys. We're sitting out here in Missouri. We're gonna start doing a little more shed hunting, and do want to touch on a few strategies that I'm using. I wasn't even planning on starting until mid-February to late February, but last Sunday, when I posted those pictures out there, these two antlers, I was just driving the UTV, just checking up on some stuff and making sure everything looked okay, and I just looked off into the woods there, and actually I believe I saw this antler right here just resting up against a log, and so I got out of the UTV and thought, well, I'll just walk around for 15-20 minutes and we'll see. And within 10 to 15 seconds of being on that same trail, I actually found the other side, not 2 foot off that trail. So I was really pleased to find that deer. It really surprised me though that these deer are shedding their antlers this quick. I had another piece of property that I was watching the deer that I was hunting, and hadn't seen him for a while, or at least I didn't see him with his antlers on. And I found those two Sunday about, I think, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I ended up running up there to the other piece of property and started walking up on some of the ridges tops where I found previous sheds at, and didn't end up finding any up on top of the ridges. But I started hitting some of my small little food plots, and I had one food plot that this deer frequented, and I walked around, and I actually found that shed well, I was just about to give up, and I finally hit one little spot, and sure enough, there it was. But it's an awesome weekend to get out there in nature. I do want to touch a little bit on what we're using, just as the basics. I always wear a backpack. Most of the time it's orange, just safety reasons. Sometimes I'll get on some public ground or near some public ground, and it's always beneficial. You just don't know who's out there. You just want to be prepared, for everybody's sake there. And then also a decent pair of binoculars. These are Vortex Diamondbacks. You can get just your basic binoculars, Bushnell, Nikon, any of them work. Same ones what you use deer hunting. This is just ones I like to carry. Most generally, I got a strap on them. Just pick these things up out of UTV, and probably need to figure out a strap. That way, I'm not carrying these things around in my hand. But and then my final strategy here is on my lab. She's a real good retriever. She's a pointing lab, and she does a really good job. And we've started shed hunting quite a bit. She's found a few, and I love labs, but I've seen a lot of studies out there that any dog, whether it be a setter, any kind of bird dog, knows. And I've even seen some non-bird dogs that will actually get out there and do some shed hunting. They don't have to be young. You don't have to teach them young. Just get them out there, and at the very least, you're going to get them some exercise, and that's extremely beneficial for both you and them. But we enjoy spending much time together. We were seeing some geese out there when we were driving down, and we may get out there and hunt for the first time tomorrow morning for those geese, and we'll just see how shed hunting goes today, and then kind of move forward there. But I'm kind of up in the air strategy wise when it comes to this shed hunting at this point in time. Although I found several hit listers, or not hit lister bucks, but several big deer already, I'm still seeing a lot of deer, a lot of mature bucks that still have their antlers on them. So what I'm starting to do is just kind of side swipe through here. As you guys can see, this is kind of an open field here, and I'm going to cover this area first, kind of see, and then I'm also going to kind of get up in some areas where I don't typically go, but maybe once or twice during the year, and it's typically during the shed season when I'm trying to find those antlers, trying to isolate kind of the bedding areas of some of these bucks, and that tend to work out pretty good. One thing I have done in the last 5-6 years is try to keep track of where I'm finding sheds, and you'll find sheds all over the place. I couldn't really come up for a rhyme or reason, on why I find a deer shed. The one I found after these two, the year before, found it up on a ridge. It was about 200 yards apart from where I found him in the food plot. But right now, if you're getting out there and doing some shed hunting, my number one thing I'll be looking at is food sources. You know, if you got any kind of food plots, natural clovers, anywhere you saw those deer grazing, you know, this winter it's extremely hard on those deer, so they got to have as much nutrition and food as they possibly can get, and those food sources are definitely the way that I would recommend starting. And then start taking some of these smaller patches of woods, and then, you know, just kind of walk them nice and slow. Take it 50 yards at a time. You know, look around, kind of see, get your bearings. You know, and also, you know, don't necessarily just always look for your antlers. You know, look for rub sign. Look for, you know, natural corridors, funnels. Use this as a scouting trip, because this can be some of the most beneficial time scouting wise that you have during the year to figure out, you know, where your deer are located at during late season, and you can really start learning your deer very quickly. And this goes for both public and private ground. This is just a tremendous beneficial time to get out there in the woods. And, you know, if you can bring your family, friends, definitely do so. Got your dog, you know, more power to you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's video. We've still got the Browning trail cameras that I'll be showing you guys. And like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature, and best of luck on your guys' upcoming hunting trip.